What is up guys, and welcome back to a brand new video today. And in today's video I'm going to be giving you some different pieces of information on how I generated over $200,000 in revenue in the last 30 days on both of my sites combined. As you may know, I have a UK site and a US site, both Shopify dropshipping, and these combined in the last 30 days have done over 200k in revenue, and about 95% of that revenue is from Google Ads. Now just switching over to this slideshow here, you can see a couple of screenshots just on the first slide, one being my US site and one being my UK site. You can see before refunds and cancellations here, we did 117k in the 30-day period on the US site, and just over £82,000, which actually works out to be about bang on $100,000 as well on this site. Unfortunately, I've had a few logistical and shipping issues with my larger products coming from China into the US and UK, so I have had to dish out a few refunds recently, which is why you might think this number is so high. Any other month we wouldn't be having these issues, which is a shame. And just to show you that these numbers are obviously legit, I'm just going to move my face down here so you can see me refresh the page, just so you know it's not faked or anything like that. I'll do this for both of my sites. My laptop is very slow, but you can see here today we're having quite a slow day today on the US site. But if we just go even just this month here, 23k this month, we're doing really nice numbers. 3rd of August was the biggest day on the site yet. I'm very pleased with the progress on my US site, and I will just do the 4th of July to the 4th of August again. Just like the screenshot, you can see it's the same. And if we switch over to the UK site, if we go 4th to the 4th here again, you'll be able to see it's obviously the same. These are all real numbers, guys. I'm going to go through a few points in today's video on things that I have done over the last month or two to allow me to scale to this point, and hopefully will allow me to scale even further. Now let's just bring this up here real quick. The first sort of points I want to talk about is why you should start dropshipping with Google Ads, or why you should choose Google Ads for your dropshipping store. A lot of you might already have a store, a lot of you are considering starting dropshipping, but these apply to anyone, even if you already have a store that is getting sales from other ad platforms. Now just on my YouTube recommendations and all the people that I've previously learnt from on YouTube with dropshipping, everyone seems to be talking about TikTok ads. Now there's no doubt that they're doing really well for a lot of people. I've tried them and not had the best luck, and I found that I had a few really good days, and then like the next day or 2 or 3 days later the ad was dead and it just, you know, stopped getting sales and stuff like that. So that leads me on to the second point here, is obviously Google is extremely consistent all year round. And again, the third point, you don't need to produce a ton of content. Now I always see people in their TikTok videos on YouTube, TikTok ad videos on YouTube should I say, that they're having to generate absolute tons of content just to keep that cycle going with TikTok, because you get ad fatigue on TikTok, you know, very quickly. And when I say I tested TikTok, I've probably spent about £2,000 / $2,500 on the platform, so I know how it works and stuff like that. And like I said, I had a 3-day period where ads were working really well, and then on the 4th day they just died. They just didn't do very well and then never recovered, which is obviously a shame. If you get it right on TikTok, there's no doubt you will be making money, but with Google you need to make a good product page on your store, a good SEO title, a good SEO description that Google then uses to show your shopping ad in your PMAX campaign to people obviously browsing on Google. There's no need for tons of videos like there is on other social ad platforms. It's a very low maintenance ad platform compared to these other ones you've got out here, hence why I've put here you don't obviously need a lot of ad management. Once the campaigns are made, you probably just need a few tweaks every couple of weeks, and that will allow you to focus on other areas of your business like product research, finding new products and stuff like that. And the final reason I've put on here as to why you should be choosing Google Ads for your dropshipping store is that the new Performance Max campaigns honestly allow you to scale at a rate I have never seen before with Google. It's absolutely bonkers. Since transitioning over from Smart Shopping to PMAX, I have noticed a huge increase in revenue. You know, 35 to 40% in the first 30 days. It is just ridiculous. And I'm going to quickly switch over to my Google ad account for my US site really quickly. And you can see here, this data here is my last 30 days. Now, obviously my aim moving forward is to get this ROAS higher. But when you're doing it at this scale, at £30,000 a month in ad spend, a 2.8 ROAS is very tidy. And obviously this is the ad account for my US site that did about $117,000 in revenue in the last 30 days. And you're probably wondering what the profit margin is on that, because at the end of the day, that is what you're taking home, and arguably the most important thing. It is about 25 to 30% on the US site. Don't be too concerned when you start to scale and you'll see your ROAS dropping to less than 3, because trust me, the rewards are still very, very nice indeed. Now obviously I am going to blur out the campaign names and stuff like that, just because that might give away the products I sell away. But you can see here the main campaign here is at a £410 a day budget. Now this campaign only contains 3 products, guys, just 3 products, and alone in the last 30 days it spent £9,000. And this campaign itself does have a higher than 3 ROAS. It is on a 3.44. You can see a £9,000 spent, and in return it has got me £31,000 in sales. And because the items are very expensive to sell, I can afford to get a higher cost per purchase of around £32 for this campaign and the products within it. I do apologise, I've just realised my face is covering the screen there, so you can't actually see those numbers. But if you want to pause here and just check out my data on my campaigns, feel free to do so. And like I was saying, this campaign here, £9,000 spent, £31,000 in return at a 3.5 ROAS basically. And the 3 products in this campaign are by far the 3 best products I sell. And one thing I have been focusing on is trying to get more high ticket products on my store, because if you've got a bigger margin to work with, it makes it a lot easier to test and scale with Google. Okay, I don't want this video to drag out too much, so the next topic quickly here is the structure of your Shopify store / website. And this is for people who are just starting out, and these are the steps I essentially followed. So I started with quite a specific niche. As I was getting sales on Google, as I was adding more products to the store and seeing profit consistently every day, I would gradually broaden that niche into a bigger, more general store. Now, the example I've used here is you could start out with, for example, kitchen accessories. And as you add more products in that category and see consistent results, you could easily transform your website from a kitchen website to a entire homeware store, where you can start selling things, you know, like cushions, blankets, rugs, curtains, bed sets, you know, that sort of thing. It's very easy to do, and it doesn't look out of place when you've got a generic home site. I mean, some of the biggest e-commerce stores such as Wayfair, that is basically what their site is. They've got categories for everything in regards to products that you can have in your home. So don't worry about at the beginning broadening out too much. Pick something small and specific, and then worry about scaling out with more products later on. And 3 key pointers here to consider when you begin to see sales and profit each day. Google's budget changes are very sensitive, and you shouldn't be doing it too frequently. Some people say like every 2-3 weeks. For me, 7 to 10 days works, but if you are doing a very small increase, I do no more than a 20% increase every 7 to 10 days. Obviously some campaigns might not need you to increase budget, but if you're eager to scale a campaign, just be patient and increase that budget by 20% every 7 to 10 days, because otherwise you could ruin it and it could just stop performing. So be very careful with that. And by the time you do start to see consistent results, you'll have a good idea of your best selling products. When you have an idea of what those are, go out on AliExpress, eBay, other online stores, and see if you can find products that are similar to your winners, because if they're similar, odds are they are going to do really well. And that is another way I've actually found some very good products from my store. And finally, guys, is to start considering other ad platforms. If you've started just on Google and you're now seeing results, a good idea is to introduce your best-selling products to other platforms such as Facebook, because if you've got a good landing page and it's converting on Google, odds are it will do well on Facebook, and that is the case with one of the products I have as well. And another thing is definitely do Bing ads. Now these are ads that are not going to spend a lot of money. This is my Bing ad account for my US site, and this is the data for the last 30 days. You can see it really doesn't spend a lot, only about £10 a day. But over the last 30 days, I've spent £311, and it has generated me almost £1,000. So we are almost at a 3.5 ROAS for the Bing ads. And when you have this running in the background with Google, it's just some nice extra revenue and profit that you're going to get each month. I am more than happy to do a video on how to set up a Bing ads account and a campaign, you know, linking it to your store and all your products. So if you want to see that video, please leave a comment down below. But overall, guys, I hope you have found some information here useful, whether that's if you are starting out your dropshipping store. And I hope I've sort of persuaded you to do Google ads, because trust me, it is a really good platform to get started with. And if you have already got a store, hopefully you'll now consider using Google ads, or hopefully you'll be able to take some of these tips and implement them into your already existing Google ads account. I'll leave a link to my Twitter and my Instagram down below. If you've got any questions, drop me a message. I'll gladly help you out. But that is it from me today. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.